All right. Audio output capture is not working. Is my audio? Oh, because you guys weren't talking. Okay. Whew. I was just panicking because. Okay. All right. Because we do this so often. Welcome to this episode, episode 3 of Heroes of Hillsfar, the Nerd Asylum's interactive D&D charity game where you can affect the game by donating to help the kids of Dell Children's Hospital in Austin, Texas. So when you donate, you can affect the game by granting advantage or disadvantage, health potions, all kinds of really cool boons, even some some negative effects once we get going. So yeah, you can donate at the links provided in all the different spaces that we're streaming in. And I'm going to start by introducing everybody, starting this time with David.
Hey, I'm David Brink. I am Nerd Asylum, as this is a Nerd Asylum stream. I am playing Akros Wright, a tiefling.
All right.
A tiefling.
A tiefling.
And
not the tiefling, I'm just a tiefling.
Since we have two tieflings, we'll go right over to Theta.
I am Theta, and I'm playing Avina Wright, Akros' twin sister. No, he's not playing a girl. So that makes me also a tiefling and a bard.
And,
I'm a druid, in case that wasn't clear. I'm a druid that thinks he's a bard.
Didn't know if that's something you wanted to say or wanted people to figure out. We know now.
Yeah.
All right. And Sekre.
Hi, I'm Sekren from the already mentioned Nerd Asylum, why I'm saying that part. And I play Harkahom Wiseblade, the barbarian minotaur, with problems with common knowledge and common language.
Common problems.
All right. And Alex.
I'm Sigma, and I'm playing Church, the Warforged Forge domain, who knows very little about social skills.
2-second handshake.
Yeah.
2 seconds is appropriate, yes.
Likes to process things.
He does process things often.
Yeah. So last time on episode 1, our group met up on the road to Hillsfar and traveled to a farm where they met the farm lady. The orphanage from Hillsfar kind of got kicked out and now lives at the farm. They went and rescued somebody named Penroth, who was also a tiefling. And then they went on to the beet farm, the Goodroot beet farm. And they went downstairs in the basement and were confronted by some Draugrs, some assassin or bounty hunters, defeated them, and came back up. And Harkahom was carrying Akros,
No,
right?
Akros.
Akros was carrying Akros because Akros was dramatically sick. He was dying.
Most would say.
But he has miraculously been cured. He feels much better. It must have been a 24-hour bug because he is feeling much better today. And as you guys wake up in the Goodroot Beet Farm stead, you're greeted by the lady. I got her name from last time. I'm sorry.
The child.
The child that was running the farm. And she asks if you have any plans for this day.
Wait, does that mean we got a long rest?
You did sleep, yes.
Yay!
You're gonna need it.
Ooh.
Didn't we said we are going to help her with the wine?
Yes, that is why. I'm sorry, I skipped ahead, didn't I? That is why you have a long rest, because when you had decided to help her with the wine that the Red Brands had demanded, Remember,
That's
you
why
guys had
they did it.
yeah, you guys stomped on the grapes and helped her press and get that batch ready to go. They came back, were completely astounded that you had gotten that many barrels of wine ready to go.
I thought it was dye.
It was dye, wasn't it?
It was that,
It
yeah.
was the beetroot
It was
dye.
red dye.
It's the other thing you make grapes with.
Beets. Stomping the
Yeah,
beets, the beet
beets.
juice. We were dropping the beets. They were sick
Yes.
beets. But yes,
That's why Akros is all better.
because the sick beets. That's right, because we made a DJ Sticky Thick joke that nobody would recognize except for the person.
I watched the talk. Okay.
All right.
I appreciate it.
So you had successfully produced that amount of dye, and they were just dumbfounded. They did not expect you guys to help, you folks to help out. That they were expecting to come back and basically cause trouble and harm, but you bought some time. And she asks, "Do you have any plans for today?"
No.
Do we have any plans for today?
No.
Pursuing the treasure of friendship.
Yes, that is one of the best treasures you can find. And you have
Can't make anything out of it though.
already found one. I consider you my friends. All that work you did with the beetroots. How can I ever repay you?
Yeah,
No,
we're
aside
just
from
so
With treasure.
unbelievably selfless.
the treasure
We're
of
just so
friendship.
selfless.
You are. Well, if you're looking for treasure specifically, there's a well. It's a fabled well, spring kind of, but they call it the Spring of Blessed Life. I don't know if it's really true, but it's rumored that whoever drinks from the spring before important events like childbirth, marriage, coming of age, they find good health and good fortune for years afterwards. But recently, there's been rumors of it being haunted and bringing ill fortune to anybody who seeks it. You might check there and drink from the fountain and see if it brings you good luck, or clear it out if luck.
I do not drink.
Oh,
I am old. No coming age for me.
well, they call it the Spring of Blessed Life, so maybe it will prolong your life. Maybe it will make you feel younger.
For a moment, Harkholm's very calm expression turns a bit sad before he shakes his head slowly, like all the fur move around.
You know, if we collect the spring while it's not good, and then cleanse it, then we'll have good water to drink. And Avina, the next time we see Dad, pour a little bit of water in his drink from the bad stuff.
You want to give Dad bad luck?
I
That
think it
sounds
could be
like
really
fun.
Funny. All right, yeah, we should do this to help the village, to help you people and become of age and things.
You
He
were
was
only
listening.
half listening to me, weren't you?
He- He's miraculously feeling better, which means he didn't really want to do anything yesterday but lay around. He wasn't really sick.
But he said he was dying.
Yeah, I told you he wasn't dying.
My stomach felt unwell. I don't know what the cause of it was, but it's better now.
puny stomach.
See, I have a puny stomach.
I do not have a stomach.
Maybe
If
that's
you-
why. Go ahead.
So if you choose to drink water or eat food, where does it go?
Processing.
Does it mean you're processing what he asked, or it goes into processing?
I think we're gonna be here for a while.
Existential crisis number 3.
Yes, Church is just staring straight ahead.
Breaking the Warforged one day at a time.
Every day.
Well, if you do clear it out, or make it safer, I guess, I would appreciate it, because it used to be somewhat of a tourist attraction, and the people from going into Hillsfar would stop here, and it definitely good for business.
We will help. Just tell us where to go.
Oh yes, it's just north, next to the Camanther Forest, and it's well marked. You can't miss it. There's a big sign.
Okay.
I mean, my perception skills are not on point.
But mine are. We'll be fine.
I have a terrible sense of direction.
I don't. That's why we get along so well. And she's gonna start trying to push Church a little bit towards the door, and nod to Akros. Help me with this thing that's processing.
Processing. Are we leaving now?
Yes, Church, we're leaving now.
I start pushing Harka home.
Harka home is already walking. He even looks at you with
walking with you.
He looks at you confused and just moves his hand to your back and pushes you ahead without any issue.
Okay. So you guys head north, and it doesn't take you very long. It's maybe a 10-minute walk up the road, and you see this little alcove of trees, and there's this opening where the trees kind of come up and they arch over, those tunnels made of trees, and there's a big sign with hand-painted it's paint hand painted on the wood sign. It says Spring of Blessed Life. It's really large, and it's really billboardy. It looks very out of place, very touristy.
It's very clearly a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
I have a silly question.
Okay.
Is there any like tall blades of grass?
Around okay, so you're on like this main road. The road is made of dirt, and there's ruts in it from the caravans that travel up and down. Off the road, the grass is probably, maybe 4 or 5 inches tall, until you get back into, there's this trail that leads back into the forest tunnel, and everything about a foot away from this trail is like waist high.
Okay, I'm just gonna grab something that's like 5 or 6 inches, just like not like dead grass, pretty much, and I'm gonna do the little like the blowy thing into it. I'm gonna keep doing that every time like anybody looks at me. I just like put my hands together and don't do anything. Just stop.
Can I smack him upside the head?
Yeah.
With my wing.
You feel upside your head.
Hey.
Pardon me.
I have to be mildly annoying. I'm bored.
Why?
It's been like 10 minutes. I hate walking.
You're pathetic. You're just pathetic.
What would I do without you? Come on.
Probably be in jail.
All right.
You would most certainly be in jail.
Yeah, I would actually.
So you guys are at the entrance to this trail that goes down to the Spring of Blessed Life. And as you guys are starting this trail, it's a very pleasant. You see, it's well traveled. The trail is well worn. There's not a whole lot of bumps and roots sticking out. It's a tourist attraction at this point. But as the canopy gets denser and the sunlight fails to filter through, a sense of darkness and foreboding fills the area. The chirps of the smaller fauna disappear, and a humid haze starts covering the ground, just kind of creeping up. Off in the distance, about 10 feet, you see a human man is sprawled across the ground just off the trail. You can hear he's moaning, and you see him trying to push himself up to his feet, but then he like collapses down again. What would you like to do?
Can we see the shrine? Like the
trail just
well?
keeps going. From you can see the trail continues further down, and then kind of it either turns
But
a
you can't
bend
see
or
like the well itself yet.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Hey, Church, why don't you see if that guy is okay?
Okay.
Are you
okay?
he just shouts from there. I assume you're not moving, you're just shouting to him from there.
Yes.
Yeah, he's just sprawled out on the ground and you get no response.
Well, my thought was that Church can't get stabbed. He doesn't have internal organs.
Apparently,
I'm gonna
that's
use
not the
my
only thing
plant
he doesn't
just
have.
kinda use it
Church
as
is
light.
going to walk over to the laying down figure.
Okay. You see a human male about in his late 20s, early 30s. He's got dirty brown hair, and he smells of beets. He looks like he's a worker, and he's just laying with his back facing up in the ground.
I'm going to pick up a stick and I'm going to poke him with it.
Okay, you do notice that his chest is still rising and falling. And as you poke him,
Wake up.
he rolls over. And he starts getting startled, and he starts pulling himself up and trying to move away from you, you know, still on his butt and just kind of sliding across the ground.
Are you okay?
Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. And he puts his hands up.
He's not gonna hurt you. Calm down.
I'm pretty sure if he wanted to hurt you, you wouldn't be moving.
And as you guys see him now, as he's turned around, you see he's pretty roughed up. And on the ground next to him is a scimitar. And you can see that there's just a little bit of blood on it.
Is that yours?
It's my father's. I brought it with me for protection.
Protection from what?
Well, it's been rumored that the spring is no longer a safe place, and I brought my scimitar with me for protection, but I don't know how to wield it very well, and I was
You
attacked.
smacked yourself with it, didn't you?
He kind of blushes. That's not the important thing. My wife is missing. We were attacked. They were large dogs, and one of them was definitely not a dog, but he looked like a dog. He was much larger. And I don't know. I tried to fight them off, but they got me. And when I regained consciousness, my wife was gone, and I was crawling back to get help. And then you woke me up, and we must
So,
save
like,
her.
30 feet that way, or like down all the way at the spring?
We were at the spring.
Harkahome begins walking to follow the path. Great axe out.
Well, we can't let him go alone.
Yeah.
Why?
Hey,
Because he'll probably die. Come on, Church.
Harkahome will stop, look at the group.
Okay.
You coming?
I'm
Or
gonna
you
like
staying?
try to hook my arm under this guy's arm and like lift him to his feet. Then kind of like throw his scimitar, not like throw, but like toss a scimitar at him. Like, "You're coming
Throw
with
his
us."
scimitar.
I'm not like, whoa. I'm just like, come on, let's go.
Yeah,
Like, obviously, we're the reinforcements.
yes,
but
I
you're coming with us.
yes, I must
Stay
help
in the
my
back.
wife. Must save my wife.
Why
Dodie.
is he coming with us?
He has to do manly things to protect his wife.
Yes,
It's
yes.
his
Yeah,
responsibility.
but he's gonna kill us with his own weapon if he doesn't kill himself with it.
Well, if someone else wants to use it, good with my fists.
You stay.
No, I must go save my wife.
You stay.
I can't just leave it up to someone else. Roll an intimidation.
Can I actually do when I say you stay, I will raise my great axe and slam it as hard as I can on the ground.
Yeah, roll an intimidation.
Can I use a strength for that instead of charisma?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, yeah, definitely use your strength modifier instead of charisma. You're a big beefy minotaur. Sometimes charisma's not the best for an intimidation.
That is a 13.
He definitely seems to like you see his face. He does look a little afraid, but you see him kind of tense up, and I have to save my wife. I can't let it someone else do this. He seems
If you
nervous.
die, it's not my fault. And I'm gonna give him one of the healing potions that we have.
Oh well, yes. This I will save this for Dodie. She might need it. Back.
Yeah, just stay in the back, and if anything runs after you, just attack it. Or if anything comes from behind us, scream.
I'm really good at screaming.
Good job. This is your job for this mission. All right. You're gonna be support, and you're gonna scream if anything comes up behind us.
Gotcha. I can do that. And he goes to put a scimitar in the scabbard. The scabbard? The sheath?
Yes.
Yeah.
Scabbard. And he cuts the belt piece, and it just kind of flaps down around him. He's like, stuffs it into his pocket. Okay, I'm ready.
This is such a bad idea. This is a terrible idea. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
She's talking to the guy.
Oh, I thought she was talking to her brother. Listen,
This is
going by
absolutely
myself was a terrible idea, but I did it anyway. I have to save my wife. And now that I have warriors like you and backup, it'll be fine.
You're probably gonna die, and your wife's probably going to hate us.
As long as she is safe, I am fine with that.
Will there be treasure?
The treasure of true love.
Processing.
This
I feel
NPC.
infinitely
Great, now
less
you broke my Warforged.
As the first.
I was waiting for somebody to say, he said to blave. And we all know that to blave is to bluff, so he owes somebody money. No? Nobody got that? Okay.
Hakuhomo, as soon as Hakuhomo hears Church saying processing, he'll walk back, take Church by his shoulder, and start moving him forward.
Yeah, he won't fight it.
I'm gonna have my short bow out as we approach.
Okay. You guys are traveling down the trail and moving deeper into the forest. You begin to realize that something isn't quite right here. Like the sun will light and guide your travel towards the spring. The trees will kind of have spots where the sun shines through, and you're using that to kind of guide your way through. And then later, it appears in the wrong place, kind of showing that you've been turned around despite your best efforts to keep going down the same path, you seem to kind of keep getting turned around and going the opposite direction. Magic is...
Can I like?
Can you...
I was gonna say, can I like magically figure out like, are we being screwed with, or if this is just like something wrong with the forest? Or
You can tell that magic is definitely at play here. Pretty sure that this is a magical experience of some sort.
I'm gonna use detect magic.
Okay.
I can sense the presence of magic within 30 feet. I can use action to see a faint aura on any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn the school of its magic. I'm just gonna see if I can kind of focus in on like the well, or just wherever the magic is the strongest.
Okay.
Assuming that whatever direction is going to be.
You seem to be completely surrounded by... It's like a low, vibrating light glow all around the forest, and it seems to be illusory magic. You're not quite sure what's real and what's not, but everything around you seems to have this really dim glow of illusory magic. And as you're kind of looking around and seeing that, suddenly unearthly shrieks ring out from behind the trees to your right, and then strange like dancing lights that glow twice as bright for you because you got that detect magic, start kind of dancing around in this like fairy fire dancing little pattern. What would you want to do?
It's away from the path?
It's off
Like
to
if
the
we're on the
right,
path?
like a little what are those called? Animal trails called? Like a little run kind of opens up.
Like a deer path?
Yeah, like a deer path or a small critter trail has kind of opened up and leads off the main path into the trees on the right. Where these little lights are kind of dancing and like they're like big fireflies. They're just kind of lights that are glowing and
I would like to try to shoot one with my bow.
Okay, roll an attack.
Well, that direction's obviously a trap.
10 plus 2, so 12.
Okay, so you pull back and you let go, and the arrow flies true. And it seems to hit one of these lights, although it's not a material object, so the arrow continues to fly through it, but you can see that as the arrow flies through it, the light dissipates. Kind of like a EMP blast, it just kind of... And as that happens, the trail opens up into a small clearing. The center of the cleared area contains a grisly scene of dead and mutilated bodies, all human. Their wounds look like a multitude of bite marks made by small canine creatures.
Well, crap. I feel like that worked, and I feel proud of myself for making that work, but at the same time, I wish it didn't work.
Church is going to pull his mace out.
Okay.
I'm gonna fire. I'm gonna put my bow away, staff, and then produce flame. This is light. To kind of help.
Okay, yeah, you... The light.
Do we hear any growling or any noise of dogs, or is it just like forest?
At this particular point, it's just forest. You hear the chirping of birds off in the distance. There doesn't seem to be anything immediately around you. It seems kind of quiet in your immediate vicinity, but you can still hear birds and woodpeckers and critters in the forest out there in the distance. the smell and stench of decay kind of wafts up from the clearing, and you can catch that on your nose, kind of suggesting that this isn't a mere illusion. Rest of everything.
Is your wife among those people?
He turns around because he was facing the back of the group. He was told. He turns around. Oh my god! And he runs full blast towards the clearing and into the clearing and starts looking through the bodies. Like to do it while
I'm
he's
gonna slowly
investigating.
lean over toward Avina and just whisper, "Bait."
She's gonna smile and nod a little bit. And slowly kind of come to the clearing, like to the entrance of the clearing, but not go into it. She's just kind of waiting.
Harkham will just slyly step into the clearing, waiting for the guy to finish searching.
So as he's kind of searching through, he's pulling bodies over and looking around at them, and there's not much of value. He recognizes none of them. So he kind of has a look of relief kind of start to wash over him, and then he's kind of smiling happier and happier that he doesn't know any. However, as he turns over one of the bodies, it is still clutching onto and kind of rigor mortis.
Rigor mortis.
Rigor
Yeah.
mortis.
I was trying
Rigamorolidus.
I was like, wait a minute, that's not Rick rolled. But he's clutching stiffly onto a lantern, and there's a sack near the body. The guy stands up and he's like, oh, thankfully she is not among any of these people. Shall we continue?
Was there treasure?
Not really any gold or silver or anything. They don't have anything of value, just lantern. He's clutching if you can pry it from him.
There's a bag over there. He's gonna point at the bag. The sack.
Church is going to walk up to the corpse holding the lantern.
Yeah, he's human. He's wearing a purple robe with a symbol on it. A symbol of, I don't know, roll a religion check if you want to know what the symbol is.
Okay.
But it is a symbol on the robe. Yes, Second, go ahead.
No. I'm gonna wait.
It's okay.
That is a 3.
Yeah, no, it's a religious symbol of some sort. All you know.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just clutching onto this lantern, and it's just kind of stiff. His face is contorted.
I'm gonna try to take the lantern.
Okay, roll a strength check. The DC for that is only going to be a 10.
Oh, that's good, because I rolled an 11.
Yeah, you're able to pry the arms free and loose the lantern from his knuckles.
Seeing that nothing is coming out and attacking anybody, Avina will step out and look into the bag.
Okay. You reach out and you pull up the bag, and you find that there are 10 flasks of oil sack, presumably for the lantern.
She's gonna hand one of the flasks to Church. If you want to light that lantern. Here.
Can I have one of those?
This is good. I cannot see in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Can I have one of the sacks, the oil as well?
Why do you need it?
No, they're all mine.
I'm gonna look at kind of motion my arms toward all the bodies, like gotta burn the bodies.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that. She's gonna hand the sack over to Akros.
As you're handing the sack over to Akros, I need everyone to roll a perception check. DC 15.
That's a 13 for Akros.
Akros, you don't know.
Can I take my passive perception of 15?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
That's good, because
If
I
anybody
rolled
has
pretty
a-
bad.
If anybody has a
Yeah, I
passive
had-
perception of 15, let me know. Okay, so you do hear it.
I got 16.
Okay.
I barely passed.
What about you, Sekrain? You have advantage on this roll because you're out on the trail. You haven't stepped into the clearing.
21.
Okay. You're going to be the first one.
No, yeah, it was way better the first roll I got.
Okay, so, Sekrain, you hear what sounds like coming from the north where you guys were headed towards the pool, or the spring. You hear the sound of running footsteps approaching, and in the distance, as it kind of becomes clear, you see two figures running towards you, and they have a look of panic on their face. And as they get closer, you see that they're covered in sweat and they're breathing heavy. They have that look of panic in their eyes, and it looks like they're running from something.
Flask of oil in one hand, produce flame in the other. I'm ready.
Great axe ready. Gonna step a bit into the clearing and just say, incoming.
I'm going to fly up a little bit, about 10 feet, so that I could get a really good view over Harkahome as to what comes out of that clearing, or out of the
Into the
thing
clearing.
into the clearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, that is cheating.
So Harkahome, you step in and you let everybody know, and everybody's kind of focused in. So you guys see
Jim.
these. Huh?
I leave enough space if anyone wants to exit out of that area.
Okay. So it's cleared out. So if anybody wants to leave, Harkahome's left enough space. Pardon me. And as these two approach into the clearing, you see that there's a long hair, kind of wavy, brown haired male. He's got brown eyes, and he's wearing traveler's clothes, but they look kind of ripped up on the sleeves. And a female with red hair, about down just below her chest, small of, or just above the small of her back. It's long red hair, straight. And she is also wearing traveler's clothes, and they're ripped up on the other arm, the other side. Come in and, oh, thank goodness you guys are here. We need help at the spring.
Wife.
Yes, this is my wife, Francesca.
Oh.
I am
Okay.
Volts.
Mm,
Please come with us. We need help.
Okay.
Why are so many couples going to this spring? Like together.
They want babies, so they drink from the water of the spring, and then they just, right there, probably.
Baby maker spring.
Ew.
Sorry, caboose in the background.
That's what
Oh,
people
sorry,
sound
the
like
thing
at
of
the
it.
spring.
It's always timing.
Oh,
Dave's house is full of good timing between Lauren and Caboose. Great.
Anyway,
Yes, please come with us. We need your help.
Okay.
I'm gonna land again since there's probably not enough room for me to fly into these tree line without breaking my wing into a branch.
Yeah, the arch is only about 7 foot tall. Well, how
Yeah.
tall is Harkahome?
Harkahome probably has to hunch.
Harkahome is like. It's like so tall.
you guys always play. Someone always plays a huge character, and someone plays a small character.
8 feet.
Wow, that's a whole
5.
foot you're having to hunch over through these trees.
Yeah, you know, at some point, if I'm at some point, you'll hear Hakamo say, "Sorry," and just cut branches a bit out of the way so he can move quicker. Just in areas that they are more, they're not as thick.
Okay. Yeah, so you're kind of like clearing a path so you don't have to duck so much. Yeah. Not a problem.
Yeah, church, I will note, is 6'8".
I should write these down, shouldn't I?
I actually think that Harkahome is about the size, just a bit taller than Church, but with the horns, it gets a bit taller. More or less, right?
Yeah, because what is that? 11-foot horns.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, just all horns.
Math.
They're just snagging on every single branch as you're walking.
So,
I forgot how tall Avina and Akros are.
I think we're like
I wrote
5'10"
it
for all
down.
of them.
yeah, tieflings.
That's right. Avina's a little bit shorter because she's like 5'7".
It might be in your description in D&D Beyond.
I did not put it in there.
I want to be 5'10".
All right. That's still tall, but my headcanon is also that you get like 6 inches for your horns. I'll be 5'9".
So as you guys are being led down the path, by yes, go ahead.
One question: how many sacks? How many like flasks or vials of oil do I have in the sack?
There were 10 flasks of oil.
Okay, so he has 1. I have 8 in the sack. I have 1 in my hand. Produce flame. Ready to go.
Okay. You're being led down this path by Francesca and Volts, and they're kind of leading. They're about 5 foot ahead of you, unless you're intentionally trying to keep up with and in pace with them. They're kind of 5 feet ahead of you, and they're kind of booking it back towards the spring. And you start to notice them kind of like swat randomly as they're marching down. You see them kind of like swatting away at something. You don't know what they're swatting at. They're just kind of making random notions. And then you start to hear them kind of like, there's this weird guttural growl as they're swatting away.
Coming from them?
Coming from in front of your group, yes. From the direction that they are in.
Can I see anything?
You see them swatting at something, but you can't see what it is they're swatting their hands at.
Okay, even with my dark vision?
Right.
Okay.
Harkahome will move forward.
Yeah, we just keep moving forward into the
Okay.
to help these people.
So you move another 100 yards deeper into the forest, and at this point, they're swatting pretty furiously, and you see their face kind of start to grow outwards, and you hear that bleh! And I need everyone to roll initiative as they swat one final time and turn towards you. And you are faced with jackal wares.
5 plus 2, 7 for Akros.
Right.
Two, but
That's a number.
I got a 3.
7 for church.
Akros, what did you roll?
A 7.
7. Yeah, I rolled a 5 plus 2.
Oh my god, guys.
Did you roll a 7 too?
A 12.
Oh.
I was hoping somebody to accompany me around that.
No, we just all rolled like total garbage.
I have a -1 to my initiative, so
I actually I roll average. I roll at 10, so it's like, I mean, it's not bad.
I rolled a
But-
2
But it's not.
and might have a +1, so I got a total of 3.
Oh wow.
Well, then, I guess I'll go first, guys. I'll try not to let you guys die.
Okay, so there are 2 jackal wares in front of you, and I'm gonna roll their initiative. My wife got me this from Elderwood Academy. It's a dice container. Really cool. Hashtag not sponsored. Sharing. And I'm gonna use my ice cream die. Alright. Nothing like plugging the rest of the community, right? Well, the first one only rolled a 3, so that's, you guys are lucky on that.
Yay!
Oh, but that one nat 20'd.
No.
So Francesca nat 20'd and Volts only rolled a 3. So it's gonna be Francesca first, followed by Harkahome, followed by Church and Akros. What is your dex?
Mine's -1.
Mine's +2.
Okay, so you'll go first. Akros, then Church. And Avina, what's your dexterity?
+1.
Okay, so you'll go ahead. Volts. Avina, and then Volts. Okay, so Francesca's gonna go, and she is going to kind of get down and run on all fours, that werewolf style. She's a jackal, though. She's not like full-on werewolf, so she's got the long pointed ears. She looks more like the werewolf in it just left me. Hugh Jackman, Van Helsing. That werewolf looked a lot more like a jackal. The pointy and the long snout. He was very skinny. Long, skinny arms.
Skinny boy.
Yeah. So she's gonna and run towards Harkahome was in front, so she's going right for Harkahome. She's gonna roll her bite attack. She is a +4 to hit. Or that's an 8.
Doesn't hit.
Yeah, it doesn't hit. That's her time. And that brings us up to Harkahome. So you have Francesca right in front of you. What would you like to do, Harkahome?
Oh, realizing what is going on, or more or less realizing, Harkahome will try to hit this Francesca with the pommel of the great axe. Or actually, I'm gonna try to hit her with the flat area of the great axe. I'm not trying to.
Okay,
cut
so you
her.
kind of turn it sideways and just want to smack her with it?
Yeah.
Go for it.
18 to hit.
An 18 does hit.
Okay. I'm not using the blade part, but I'm still using the full body of it. So how much will it be? Just
You roll the same.
D12 or?
You just roll the same. It's just bludgeoning instead of piercing.
Okay. 7 at 10 bludgeoning.
Yeah. So you turn the thing over and you connect and you smack it right in the face, and it just turns back towards you and seems to be rather unaffected.
Yeah, after doing that and seeing that it's still standing, I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
It's just
Bonus action rage.
Yeah, bonus action. Just more of our frustration of the situation rather than actually wanting to kill anything.
Frustrated at the situation, you get raged up, and it is Akros' turn.
The one that hasn't moved yet, I'm gonna whip the flask of oil at it.
Okay.
Pop the lid and
Yeah. Roll your ranged
Okay, ranged
attack.
attack.
Yeah.
rolled a 3.
Ooh.
I don't even know what my plus is. A +2, so a 5. A gentleman's 5.
So you whip that flask after you pop it open, and the flask keeps going, but the liquid just kind of, since you opened it up, just kind of like flutters out of it before it reaches him. So there's a trail of like oil now leading to him, and he just kind of catches the flask in his hand, crushes it. You have any bonus actions or anything you would like to do?
I pull out a second flask and look at him like, I got more where this comes from. That's all I can do.
Okay, that brings us down to Church.
I am going to approach the closest one to me, whichever one that would.
That would be Francesca. She's right in front of Harkahome. But you would have
Okay.
room to get around and get to her.
And I'm going to swing my mace, which I will note I have used my Blessing of the Forge ability to add a +1 bonus to its attack and damage rolls, and it's considered magical.
Good to know. Okay.
So
Forge,
roll my
Warforged,
attack.
forgingness.
Forging,
Loves to
Warforge, forging a path through his forge. 18 to hit.
18 does connect.
Jesus.
Okay.
Wait, you guys are level
Let's
1,
see.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Forge clerics are awesome.
Yes, max damage. 6 plus 2, or plus 3, sorry. So that's 9, and I'm going to drop a Searing Smite into my hit also.
Okay.
And that, let me just look at that real quick. Next time I hit a creature with a melee attack, flares up white hot, deals an extra d6. So let's see how much extra damage it does. Another 6, yes.
Now,
You're up to 15.
it said the next time you deal. So is this like you're queuing it up so the next time you hit it? Or
It does. No, it's when you hit, you can use a bonus action to do
Okay.
the smite.
Gotcha.
And it needs to make a Constitution save.
Okay. Well, it rolled a 10,
And my DC is 13.
so it failed.
So on its next turn, it'll take fire damage, and it can keep making saves at the end of its turns.
Okay, so it is on fire as well.
It is on
as-
fire.
Okay, and you did the okay. So Francesca's fur around her like shoulders and chest is singed down to the bare flesh, and you can see blisters where you hit with the mace. So she has physically been injured by this, and you can see she's taken a pretty hard hit.
Good.
All right, and that brings us to Avina.
So on Volt, who hasn't attacked us yet,
Right.
I would like to use id insinuation to confuse his mind and make him incapacitated.
Okay.
It rolls a wisdom save DC 13.
Oh, damn, he rolled a 4, and his wisdom is a +0.
Yeah.
so,
So he's gonna take
thing other than
Right.
roll 4. That is a 15.
so he's no longer
So I'm going to step up to the one that just made Harker Home fall.
I speak Draconic.
I also speak Draconic.
Then the two of you life, but you don't want it.
He's a warforged.
Don't want treasure.
You're a warforged. You already have eternal life, don't you?
Processing.
Broken.
Akros is just staring at them while they're speaking in Draconic, like, oh God. How come I never studied this?
He said processing in Draconic, by the way.
She looks
All
over
right,
to Avina and you must not go. The entire Jackalware clan is there, and there's a lot of them throughout the woods. It would take a much larger force than you four to clear them out. Well, you five, but he doesn't count.
No, he really doesn't. So what would you suggest?
Just don't go to the spring unless you have a much stronger force. There's probably at least 20 of those things.
Oh, that's a lot. Hey guys, I'm gonna switch to common.
What's up?
There's like 20 more of these things at the spring.
I'm gonna pat Willett on the back and be like, good luck.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
the little thing that's buzzing around said not to go to the spring because there's like 20 of those creatures there, and we need a bigger force.
You're going to believe the nymph? I'm sure she's
Yes.
lying.
Really? Then you can go by yourself.
Has the nymph ever lied to us?
This is the first you're communicating with it.
No, I'm asking the guy.
Oh,
I'm being sarcastic.
okay.
He's like, don't trust the nymph. And
It's
he's like,
a
but
nymph.
has it never lied to us?
Is it even a nymph? I don't know.
What if talk with those?
You want to talk to the things that want to kill us. Yeah.
Well, I'm
They're
going,
very flammable.
whether you are or not.
We should go with a larger force.
This nymph is a lying. She's a nymph. She's forest. And he like reaches in, tries to pull the scimitar out, and he cuts the part of his thigh as he's pulling it out. I have to save Dodie.
Hey, Doc.
Yes.
We're in like this clearing. There was a whole lot of bodies before, and there's nothing else here where we are now.
Right, because you guys had come to the path and continued down, and you guys had
Were there
done
a
battle
lot
on
of
the path.
bodies that we saw?
There were 8. There were 8 of them.
We should go try to convince the guard to come here.
Can I kind of like rack my brain to feel like if that was an appropriate number for that number of jackals? Where jackals?
Roll
like,
a
if that would
nature
make sense.
or survival.
I roll a survival. That's a 17.
You would know that jackal wares are carnivorous. They do hunt in packs, and they do take down multiple victims at once, and then they store their food.
Okay. It's like just as much as they killed all these, this could have just been over time. Yeah, I'm gonna mention that. Be like, yeah, I think they kind of like, put their food in ice before when they're hungry, for when they don't necessarily need to like hunt consistently. Your wife will probably be okay for like another day or two at least.
I can't risk that. I have to save her. And he's determined. You can see the look on his face. He doesn't care if he dies as long as he saves her. Like, that's his
It's possible
determination.
that they could have made her a jackal wear too.
I'm sure I can find a cure. One way or the other, I have to know. I have to save my wife.
We could go get guards and come back in here within the day.
I can't. I can't waste the time. We need to do it now. And he's gonna start taking off down the path towards the
I'll
spring.
hold him. Hold his arm.
I have to do this. He's insistent.
What do you expect will happen to us?
To you, I don't. You'll probably be fine, regardless of what you choose to do. If I go
He doesn't care
without,
about us.
Yeah, if I go without you, I will probably die. But maybe I'll find an answer. She's safe or not?
Hey sis, can you ask the nymph to like lead some of them away from the spring? Like, we fought 2 and we weren't really super wounded. Say there's 20. If they can lead some of them away, maybe we can just find the wife and then just leave. We don't need to fight them all. We just need to find the wife. Or we can just leave him to die. I mean, honestly, I don't know this guy.
He's being an idiot. Hey, nymph. And she switches back to Draconic.
My name is Zook.
Zook, then.
And I'm a
Can't believe I'm
fairy, not a
asking this.
nymph.
I am sorry. I was going by what that one, and she points at the one that Harkahome is holding, said. He also
Yes.
called you a liar. He was very rude. I don't like him.
What? What did he say I lied about?
About the jackals.
Oh no,
Now-
the clan is all over the woods. They moved in a couple months ago. They've been attacking travelers and tourists.
Have they been turning any of them?
Oh no, I don't think so. They just
Okay.
eat them.
Well, that's at least a note there. Oh. My brother wants to know if it is possible for you to help us by leading some of them away so we could try to find this traveler's wife.
Oh, they like chasing lights. Yes, I could probably lead 1 or 2 of them away.
Hold on just a second. Is this a male? You said it's a female voice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's gonna look over at Akros. She says 1 or 2. Not enough to really help us.
Maybe we can have her lead 1 or 2 to us at a time. We've obviously been able to handle more than one.
She flitters around right in front of Avina, and she says, "You know, I could go check and see if they're at the spring."
That would be helpful. But
Okay.
don't get yourself hurt.
She flutters
We'll
out,
wait here.
leaving you.
She's
to
gonna go
discuss.
check and see if the coast is clear.
Okay.
This is a dumb decision. We're gonna die.
She comes back about
So-
5 minutes later. Go ahead, if anything you want to do between the 5 minutes that she's
I'm
gone.
just gonna look at some. I have a couple vials of some worthy flasks of oil. Now, I'm not one for nature and all, but
Yes, you are.
I like plants, but I like to die less. And these things don't like fire. So
Nobody likes fire. That's a pretty obvious statement.
I mean, but fire doesn't really hurt you and me.
Yeah, that's true.
Or probably him when he's going to point at Church. But if we can just find the woman and leave, I can break a couple of flasks, and if we start getting chased, light them up.
Well, that's why the fairy, not a nymph, it's a fairy, is checking to see if the coast is clear. If the coast is clear, we might be able to get this little gal to scout for us so we can find his wife.
Are fairies liars? Can we trust a fairy?
I am going to say in this instance, probably.
But it was also like messing with us.
It's trying to help us so we don't die and become food for a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns.
What is its angle?
I don't know.
It's a creature. It's trying to do something for a reason. Either it wants
It wants us to go get bigger, like more help to clear out the jack-o'-lanterns, jackalope people from its forest.
You said jackalope people.
I don't know. It seems weird that it would trick us to just not have us go any direction.
Well, it advised us to go get a bigger force of people to come fight these. So I think that's what it wants.
You see her flutter back and, oh, there's a woman and maybe 4 or 5 jackals there. If you're gonna go, now's the time before the entire clan shows up.
Well, everyone, what's your take? We decide now.
Go
Fine.
Go leave or go forward?
forward.
Hey, Church, how many more of those, like, I'm going to hit you and explode into fire can you do before you get tired?
1.
I'm going to pull out 2 flasks. We can probably do this as long as we're not stupid about it. Because this is already a stupid idea. My sister is 100% right. We're probably going to die.
What did the nymph
Why are
say?
you even complaining? You can fly. You could just leave.
Not in here. Have you seen an opening in here that we can fly in? No. And it's not a nymph, it's a fairy.
Oh, what did the fairy say?
That right now there's 4. And if we're gonna decide if we're gonna go in, we need to go in now.
Oh, you guys can do it. Come on. Thank you, Harkerholm, for saying forward. Let's go. And he grabs
I'm
the
still
scimitar
holding.
again. Let's go forward. And he shoves the scimitar forward in a non-aggressive manner. Ah! Trying to walk. Come on. My wife is
All right,
there.
let's go.
Harkham is
I
looking
know
at the
it.
roof to see if they're moving.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we're going.
Okay, as we're moving,
Against
Harkham
Davina's better judgment.
will hold the shoulder of this guy so he doesn't fuck off.
I am in the back, which I am assuming Avina is as well.
Yep.
Okay. Harkerholm is probably up front. Where's Church at?
Processing.
Okay.
I guess he would be kind of up towards the front, probably.
Okay, so you guys march
So-
down the trail a little bit further, and as you guys get to this part where you can see it start to open up, and you can see light coming in, it's kind of brighter down the trail. The ferry just kind of flutters down the trail and disappears, and it opens up, and it's very bright. Now the canopy is taller here, but the trees still grow. There's lots of vines that kind of cover and grow between the trees, but it's much brighter here. And then there's this beautiful pool in the center that's kind of bubbling a little bit on the sides. You see off on the right hand side, there's a bed of moss, and there's a human female that is laying face down in this bed of moss. You don't see any jackal wares.
Check her, see if she's your wife, so we can get out of here.
He runs off. Yes, it's her.
The first Dracoware we see, I'm gonna whip 2 of these things at it.
You're keeping an eye
just
out. You're
like hands behind my head, like the second, like I'm ready to throw a really crappy baseball, like I've never thrown baseball in my life, just like.
you see. There's a trail off that leads off the main path that you came in, but it kind of branches off towards that. But there's really only one way in and out of here.
I'm gonna pour some oil on the path, like between the path coming toward us, like the break off path to the left, I guess.
Okay.
Or to the right.
Yeah, it would be to
There's
the
no way
left. Kind of
So it's
breaks
like
off.
oil on the ground in between possibly where they would come in and us.
Gotcha. They could come in through anywhere, but it's very thick and dense, and you would be able to hear them traveling through that way before they got through it because it's so thick with brush and dense
Thorn brushes and stuff.
bushes and everything. It would be a very difficult thing to come in through the direction. And yeah, he runs over to her and, yes, it's her. And he rolls her over and she seems to be unconscious. Looks a little panicked.
I'm gonna try to wake her up.
How are you doing that?
I'm going to shake her and do the same thing I did with Harkahome with the smell,
Okay.
the bad smell, to try to get her to wake up.
So you shake her and you press to digitate that smell under her nose, and she just is kind of limp in Willet's arms.
Is her chest
I'm gonna.
moving?
Her chest is moving.
Screw it, carry her. We will wake her up when we get out of here.
I will do it. Willet struggles to kind of pick her up.
Harkon will go and take the woman.
No, I got her.
He's not even asking. If necessary, he will put the 2 on his shoulders.
He's like gripping onto his wife, so I want you to roll a strength check to see if you can get both of them up on your shoulders, because he's not letting go of her.
Strength check?
Yes. I'm also going to have him roll a strength to see if he can hold on to her.
My dice.
Alright. I'm gonna roll.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be able to hold on to her.
Ah! Where's the dice? Come on. You fool of a.
Fool of a took.
Don't fall. Okay, there you go. 16 plus 3, 19.
Yeah, you're able to lift them both up, and you've got them both kind of hanging onto your shoulder. I feel like a fool. Thank you for your help.
You are one.
Love will make you do stupid things.
Let's just go. Come on.
As soon as I have it,
arguing.
start bolting. Actually, not even being stealthy.
As you're heading down towards the exit of the thing and down the path, as you're leaving this little clearing where the water is at, see in the corner there is a chest, and it has a symbol emblazoned on the front of it. It is a harp with a couple stars around.
How big of a chest is it?
It's a normal sized chest. It's not fancy. It's just a wooden chest. It's about 2 foot.
Can I lift it up and run with it?
Roll a strength check?
Hey, church, treasure.
Where?
Bring the chest and we can check it out when we get back. He's probably stronger than you, Akros.
Hurts my heart. But it probably is. I'm real weak.
Yeah, so if you're picking it up, go ahead and roll a strength check. Your DC is 10.
11.
Yeah, you're able to pick it up, and you've got it underneath your arms. You guys make it down the trail and back to the entrance where that sign is at. While you're traveling, you do hear howls and growling from the forest area, but they're usually off in the distance. It's nothing that you're too concerned about, but you do hear quite a bit of it.
These things are gonna be so pissed. We took their food and their stuff.
As we are moving forward, Harkahome is just going rushing any branch that is on the way for his head. Yeah, he's not even cutting. He's just like hit a bit tilted forward and just whatever hits.
Oh, you just charge it through.
Just bull rush.
Gotcha.
Yeah, bull rushing.
Yeah, you
Literal bull rush.
you have cleared the thing is now about 2 foot taller than it was before you went down the trail and back. So it's got an extra 2 foot of clearance now. But you guys get back to the Good Root farm, and you're able to kind of relax and Willett thanks you profusely for helping him save his wife. He rolls a medicine check and is able to kind of revive her. She's injured, but she's not fatally able to say, I can take her back and heal her, and thank you so much for your help. I don't have much, but here. And he hands you his scimitar. Take this, please.
I want my potion back, since you're not dead.
Yes. Hands you the potion. Thank you.
I'll
You
take the
didn't die,
scimitar.
you didn't almost die. This is good.
No, you helped. You helped immensely, and I would not have been able to do that on my own. So please, take this scimitar. It's not much, but it is an heirloom. It's got jewels emblazoned on it. If anything else, you can melt it down for the scrap. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll take it from him.
Thank you. Thank you for your help. And you see him walk off and carrying his wife walk off to one of the farm huts that is on the plantation here.
All right.
Hey,
Well,
church.
church, what's in the box?
I'm gonna open the box. Or try to.
I just want to say, I like how both the twins are on point. Like, hey,
What's in the box? What's
now
in
that
the
we're not
box?
dead.
It is not locked. It's just latched, so you're able to kind of unhook the latch and open it up. Inside, you find several jewels and gold, worth a total about 100 gold pieces. And then there is a scroll.
I'm gonna nab out the scroll.
Elder.
There is treasure here.
Yes, there are several jewels. There's a couple amethysts. There's a really large pearl. There's some baubles and quartz rocks scattered in there, but they're not really worth anything, but they're shiny and glittery.
I'm gonna grab the scroll and be like, "What is this?" and unravel it to see what it is.
As you open it up, it is a scroll of magic spell. You can identify that it casts a magic spell. It is written in common. Anyone can use it. It is a scroll of comprehend languages.
I'm gonna look at this, roll it back up, and be like, "You like to talk to people? Here you go, Avina."
Oh my god. Fine.
I know you're the chatty one of the group, so you have to talk to everything.
Says the one who occasionally talks to bushes and trees.
Hey, sometimes they like to have a conversation, and you don't.
There are more bushes and trees than people.
He knows what it's all about.
Do bushes talk?
They don't talk back, but I feel like they get what I'm throwing their way sometimes.
Have you discovered any almond trees?
No.
Tune in next time to find out where the almond trees grow. No, but you did level up, so you are all now level 2.
Nice.
Whoop whoop! How the fuck do we level on D&D Beyond?
That's what I was wondering.
If you click
your
on, if you click on the
manage
little
levels.
anvil, yep, you can manage, and then it'll add all the different baubles and whistles. And
Level 2, not 3, 2.
so congratulations.
What do I get? Nothing.
Oh, what does a
It
level
was
2
Circle the
barbarian
Moon
get?
that I was gonna go, right?
I think that's what you said.
Kristen.
We don't get our bard things yet, do we?
I
I
don't
thought that
think
was third level.
I think third level is
No,
break it all.
I'm not a bard.
He's a-
No.
Oh, I don't remember what
Druid.
circle you were talking about.
I think it was the moon. The moon is the
A spell one.
no.
The moon is the one with the shape shifting, the wild shape.
Yeah.
The one for casting is the land. The one of shepherd is the one that brings spirit totems. The one of dreams has some healing and resting stuff. And
He was going to do the shapeshifty one.
Yeah,
and
Circle
it's
the
the moon one.
Dope. Yeah, so when you do level up, you pick whatever you need to get through your class features, and then you hit spells right to the right of that. And it allows you to pick what spells you want.
Okay.
Oh.
I also need each and every one of you to click on the notes section. And under the allies section, add the Harpers.
Mm-hmm.
And notate that you have +1 to the Harpers. We're going to keep track of renown for allies and organizations that you do jobs for. And that will affect the way certain NPCs and characters react to you as your reputation is built here. And while you're leveling those characters up, we're also going to have something called downtime. But downtime is going to give you the opportunity to RP certain things that you're going to be practicing and working. We'll put a text-based chat channel in our Discord, and you characters can RP out your downtime before the next game. Doesn't have to be super fancy. You can either go all out and have full out conversations, or you can just notate, hey, for the next 5 days or whatever, I'm going to be doing this.
Processing.
Processing.
For the next 5 days, I'm going to be processing.
But in case you wanted to work on hobbies outside of typical thing, like if you want to work on becoming a cook, you can practice cooking and give you a little bit extra. But you guys will each have 5 downtime days before our next game. And you can notate that in the notes as well. In the Discord. That's going to be the end.
I roll a 1 on my HP die. My hit die.
You're going to take half plus your cons.
6. So I rolled a 12 and +6. An 18 plus 6.
Manage HP. There it is. So I rolled a 7 on my die.
See, when I leveled up, it just automatically gave me HP.
It
It
only gives
did
you
a
the.
fixed. It does.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the fixed
I
amount
think it's
is.
just your constitution, the fix that it gives you.
Max hit points 11. No.
It gives you your half point. It gives you your half roll plus your con.
Well, I rolled better than that. Alright.
So you can change it in the manage levels.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure that out. Oh, not what I want to do. 11 is what I had before. So I got 7.
Alright.
11.
What?
There we go.
It
Okay,
didn't-
I figured it out.
Okay, no. Yes. Reckless attack and danger zones. Okay.
D&D Beyond is mildly confusing, but I will get used to it.
So you have to do the override.
You
Yeah.
just do plus whatever you got extra.
I have 21 hit points now.
Nice. I have 15. Hey, Joe.
Yes.
Do you need me to tell you what I want to be transforming into in general?
No, if you notate that in your character sheet, I have access to read and just pick those out and everything.
Where should I put that?
I believe there's a section for it on Druid character sheet. Extras, manage extras, and if you add an extra, you can creature, familiar, sidekick, wild shape.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, D&D Beyond is super cool once you figure out how to use it. It's a little
The
Oh, I don't
Harper's
even have-
thing, how much what was the number for the Harper's thing?
a +1.
Okay.
That is the coolest thing about.
And you also have, it might be a +2. I'll have to go back and remember. In episode 2 where you saved Pinroth, one of the guy that was there that you talked
Emerald
to,
Enclave.
Emerald Enclave. Okay, so you have a +1 for the Emerald Enclave as well.
Okay.
I have a -1 probably. So I just gave him shit the entire time.
I'm not doing individuals. I'm doing group.
I know. I'm just
No.
teasing.
So yeah, that is
The
the
+1
end
whole time,
of
right?
this episode. No, you're fine. You said yep, +1 for the Emerald Enclave and +1 for Harper's.
Ooh.
All right, I have put that under my allies tab.
So that's gonna end this stream. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 3, where the madman's prophecy spoke of the third is at the spring of blessed life, where the haunters protect and the protectors haunt. The water runs on, of course, and must be freed for all. Join us next time when the madman's prophecy speaks of great thundering beasts, but the beasts are gone, or give way to a greater thundering beast with death in its eyes. They await at a place of ancient elven evil. Join us for episode 4, where they confront Roths. Everybody have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.